begging.
No, please don't beg me. She's in an advanced state of pregnancy. It's quite common for pregnant ladies to travel overseas so that they can have the baby in whichever country to automatically get that passport. What's your final destination today?
No, today. Today, London.
Okay.
So I'm going to the US tomorrow.
You're going to the US tomorrow, okay. When you went for your American visa, did you tell the visa officer that you were pregnant? You didn't? No. Okay. Is there any reason why you didn't tell the visa officer that you were pregnant?
It didn't come up.
It didn't come up. Okay, what I'm going to do is...
The woman is only 7 weeks away from giving birth, yet has decided to visit her sister in America, claiming she will return 3 weeks before her due
It says
date.
that you're fit to travel. Babies born in the UK don't automatically qualify for a British passport, but babies born in the US do automatically qualify for an American passport. So it's quite common for pregnant ladies to travel overseas so that they can have the baby in whichever country to automatically get that passport.
Sarah is suspicious of the woman's motive for travelling to the US via the UK, but she could also be in breach of airline regulations for travelling whilst pregnant.
When is she due?
5th of June,
When is her return?
16th of May. So she's got 3 weeks between her return date and her due date, which makes her 37 weeks pregnant, which is over every airline's limit.
The woman is in breach of the airline's policy, but as she has a valid US visa, Sarah must now contact the US Embassy.
Hi, it's Sarah. I'm at the airport at the moment. I just wondered if you could give a call to the American Embassy so that they can check an American visa for me. She's at the airport today and she's in an advanced state of pregnancy. So if you can just give them a call and find out if they're happy with that, and if so, then we can let her travel.
It's minutes before the flight leaves, but whether or not the pregnant woman will be on board is up to the US Embassy.
Right, okay, all right, I'll do that then. Okay, thanks very much. All right, thank you, bye-bye.
She's not going to
Okay, that was the American Embassy and they want to speak to her today.
The flight will be leaving without the pregnant woman. Now Sarah must tell her the news.
So what I've done is I've contacted the visa man and explained your situation. What he'd like to do is can you go back to the embassy here in Lagos, show him all this paperwork, and he'll want to speak to you. I'm sorry, I know it's frustrating, but if you can go back to him, because Madam,
I'm begging.
no, please don't beg me. Please
I'm
don't beg
begging,
me. No, Madam, please
Because I
don't
know a
beg
lot of
me.
people that are pregnant that do go and all that.
The pregnant woman did not make it to the USA. When she failed to turn up at the American Embassy, her visa was cancelled.
Her name is Ada Lynn. She's 4 months old and the only American citizen in her family. Her parents, who agreed to speak with us if we didn't show their faces, traveled from China to Los Angeles so Ada could be born in America and claim U.S. citizenship. I want her to live a happy life, her father says. The family is back in China now. They're among thousands of Chinese who become so-called birth tourists, staying in maternity hotels near Los Angeles. These hotels are often single-family homes in quiet neighborhoods.
When people think of the American dream, they're not thinking about birth tourism. They're thinking about people who come here, immigrate here, work hard, pay their become Americans.
Ada Lynn's family paid $27,000 to a Chinese agency with a website that advertises the advantages of giving birth in America. The agency helps arrange U.S. tourist visas, lodging, and medical care. The practice does not violate federal immigration laws, but it gives Chinese parents the option down the road to have their American children attend U.S. universities or live here. The Lins say having Ada in the United States allowed them to get around China's one-child policy. It restricts most women from giving birth to more than one child in China. The Lins say that restriction does not apply to Chinese who give birth overseas.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha. So that I wouldn't be one-sided, I showed an African lady from Nigeria trying to get over here, scamming and bamming. But then I had to show some Asian motherfuckers that scamming and bamming. They scamming and bamming so hard they got the goddamn maternity hotels. I've never in the history of nigga heard of maternity hotels. So they then actually came over here, set up shop, and actually facilitated their people coming over here. So the fact that that white woman was being a Karen, and I hadn't actually watched the whole video when I did the video yesterday. I plugged my microphone into the wrong aux outlet within the camera, and I didn't see the whole full-on video. But you know what I'm saying, I didn't know that the UK had Karens. Karen's gonna Karen. They gonna make it where a nigga can't do shit. Even though the woman had a visa, she made it her duty to make sure that the woman's visa got canceled at the end of it all, right? Just hoe ass shit. Now, I'm actually conflicted because on one end, they slowed the woman down from scamming and bamming and coming over here dropping off a seed, becoming a U.S. citizen. But I don't think if the woman was Asian, like Asian motherfuckers, she'd be doing that shit. So, like, I'm a equal opportunity person. If you're gonna do that to Africans, you should probably do that to people that are from China. However, the woman from China probably was leaving from an Asian country or from China, so she kind of slid through the cracks. Her country has made it to where she can actually be facilitated to do that type of shit. But yeah, it's kind of fucked up. But that's white supremacy, and white supremacy is actually worldwide. So in the words of the mob, what are you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? And for the people that are saying it's not white supremacy or racist, if you don't know what white supremacy is, what it is, and how it works, everything else will just confuse you. So if you don't know how, like, that was actually white supremacy in active, then I'm not going to explain to you. It behooves you to go read a book. But yeah, the fact that they're doing that, like I said, I'm conflicted because, right, if they was going to do that to the African woman, they should have did it to the Asian woman. And the reason that I'm conflicted is because I don't think you should be able to do it at all, Asian or African, right? Shouldn't be able to do that stupid ass shit, because you got to know if somebody is going through all that to get in the States. If they growing that much of a brain, they plotting. So yeah, I mean, on one hand, I'm glad that the shit was cracked down on, but I'm actually conflicted because, like, they ain't doing it. They ain't doing that shit to everybody. Had that been an Asian woman leaving the UK, she probably would have let her get on the plane, wouldn't have said shit. How the fuck you even know the woman pregnant? She could have just had a big ass belly and been fat. You don't know. In the words of my nigga Fontaine, yeah, I'm selling crack in the park to the kids, but you don't fucking know that. You don't fucking know that I got crack. Now, I'm just using it as an example. We're not talking about crack here. But whether the woman was pregnant and has unscrupulous motives, you don't fucking know that. You may think, but you don't know. Now, the African woman probably told her she was pregnant and she shouldn't have did that. But yeah, these people, I think, me personally, I think that parameters need to be put up for people coming from any country, right? Africa, Asia, South America, Australia, it don't matter. Parameters need to be put up so that people can't just come over here and drop a seed off. I'm with Donald Trump actually trying to limit what they call it, trying to limit the 14th Amendment, because the 14th Amendment was made for slaves. After they freed slaves, right? The slaves that went through the motion of actually like wanted to become citizens. If we're gonna work for a wage and you gonna tax us, then like we need to be citizens, or let us be free, make our money, and don't pay you shit, right? That's fair. It wasn't necessarily designed for motherfuckers to come over here and just drop off a seed. That's not what it was designed for. I know a lot of immigrants like to wrestle with that and fight against it. Like, well, if they're born here, yeah, nigga, but you can't premeditate some shit. Just like that African woman was slowed down. Asian motherfuckers need to be slowed down. European people need to be slowed down. Hell, in America, I got reason to believe that it's Europeans doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if it was motherfuckers coming from Lithuania. Like, the president of Mexico, her parents came to New York in 1952 and then relocated to Mexico, I think, in 1957, and had her in Mexico. That's why she's a Mexican national citizen. She's not necessarily like Mexican. That motherfucker is from, her parents are from Lithuania. So like, we're doing all this shit to black people and brown people. I think the same provisions need to be done to Europeans, because they go into whole countries getting education and getting within the political circuit to run the whole fucking country. And you got these motherfuckers that from Mexico, they can't tell. I mean, she speaks flawless Spanish. She's a brunette. Hell, she even got the phenotype of a white Mexican. You can't tell that she's not Mexican unless you actually look up her history. But I did my due diligence, and the president of Mexico is not a native of Mexico. She's a Mexican national, which is not the same thing. Her parents come from Europe and they dropped her off. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know my lingo, when I say dropped off, and I ain't about to explain the shit. But yeah, they stopped that African motherfucker from getting on the plane, right? I just noticed they not doing that same type of shit to white motherfuckers. I just find that suspicious. In any event, if y'all like this episode, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'm out.